was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends, they can watch it go down. I got mine too, so welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. If you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. I'ma stand up for mine. You better believe it, cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee it, you should turn and walk away and get to leaving, or I'll let this 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. You see the devil in a glance, boy. Shotgun knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends, they can watch it go down. I got mine too, so welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. If you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house.
I got a baby girl inside this house, and right now she's sound asleep. So it's probably best for the both of us if you just turn around and leave. Cause if you come in this fucking house, then you too gonna go to sleep. I promise you, boy, don't play with me. I pray to God my soul to keep. Especially this day and age, gotta handle shit our own way. With a 30-30 or 12 gauge behind this door, you're hella weight. My old lady, she rides too, picking up every shell case, mopping up these blood stains, but she ain't seen a damn thing. Most of my people are convicts, hard-headed, no nonsense. So please approach with caution. You never know who's watching. You never know what's on the other side of that front door. And you knocking, might step out like motherfuckers get to dropping. All the neighbors heard was the dogs barking. The sun was down, it was getting dark, and I told the sheriff it ain't no problems, man. I was just taking out the garbage. So if you don't mind, please excuse me. I'm with the family trying to watch a movie. I'm sure you got better things to do, so I'll let you go and get back to duty.
Coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. And this is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. So welcome to my house. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy.
Some neighbors heard some gunshots. They wanted me to come check it out.
I was just taking out trash, and I ain't heard nothing. We've been hanging out, you know. Ain't nothing going on around here. I just got the kids in the house and stuff like that. We're just hanging out, having a good old time.
Gotcha.
Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to UltimateDirtTV. It is time for round number 5 of the Stars of Tomorrow, the 410 Wing Sprint Car Series here tonight at the virtual Cedar Lake Speedway. We're going to get some premium grade belt beers in with Jerry Vansickle. Jerry, it's nice to have you back here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We've got qualifying on the program.
Ah, yes, we do. And good green belt premium. Oh, I had me some this weekend, and I'm still feeling the after effects of it. So, Austin Stern out there, quick time right now. Jamie McCraren right there is a good field of them. Looks like 18 of them are taken to the track now. 19 of them wheels as the Stars of Tomorrow 2021 series underway is, like you said, night number 5, and it's been good so far.
Yeah, it certainly has. Craig Kent times in 11.190, 15th quick for the HMR SSR entry. And again, we'll see if he can improve on that 11.190. I don't think he will. He'll stay 15th quick. So 20 cars have officially taken lap time. You can see those 20 drivers from top to bottom. And Austin Stern, well, 10.899. We've got 5 drivers that have broken that sub 11 second bracket. Field's pretty tight over those first probably 15 drivers as well.
Yeah, you take a look at it right there in there, and I mean, not even a tenth of a, or not even a second separates them, or about 6 or 7 tenths of a second. So should be some close quarters racing here tonight at stop number 5. It's Cedar Lake in Wisconsin, where it is, if you look at your screen, it's not that pretty right now here in the upper Midwest. It's, I think when I checked my little weather station wheeler, it is -2 degrees here in Des Moines, Iowa today.
Very, very cold. Speaking of weather, well, we should be able to bring up the weather for tonight's race. And there we go, just to the right-hand side of the screen, 71 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a little chilly, isn't it? Or is that?
No, I would be okay with that.
Okay, so it's not too cold, but it's not too hot.
No, for May 15th, 2021, that would be perfect weather.
All right, well, qualifying is about to be wrapped up again. We've got 20 cars on the docket for tonight. All drivers are going to make the show. We'll have 8-lap heat races. We'll normally take the top 3. If we do end up having a B main, they will just be racing for position. Of course, that'll also wear in the racetrack as well. But we'll also have a 30-lap main event. Caution laps, of course, not going to count. So round number 5, it's been a pretty good 4 weeks so far. I've gotten probably 2 of the biggest racetracks out of the system in those 4 weeks. We went to travel to USA in round number 2, and then I think last week we're in Alex Robinson town, Pennsylvania, where he, well, would you believe it, Jerry? He actually got off the Porsche, but he went to Williams Grove. So,
no way, he did?
Yeah, he did.
I was a little disappointed. Everybody talks about Puxatawny Phil from Pennsylvania, and we were wondering if Alex Robinson was going to see his shadow on Groundhog Day. That was our real bet to see what was going to happen. And it has been, I do blame Alex for this because he's not on the broadcast with us tonight, but it is his fault that there is now 6 more weeks, now hopefully 5 more weeks of winter as the polar vortex has hit us.
Yeah,
so
I'm getting a trend going. Hashtag blame Alex.
Yes, I'm good with that. I am good for that.
All right, qualifying wrapped up here. We'll take a look at your official qualifying results coming up on your screen. Austin Stern, he goes quick time tonight. Jamie McCarran, Ross Kaiser, 1, 2, and 3. They will all start on pole of the 3 heat races on the program. Jason Randolph, Ryan Bueller, and Austin Griffith all start on the outside of the front rows in heats number 1, 2, and 3. Speaking of heat racing action, heat race number 1 getting set to take to the racetrack, Jerry.
Here we go. Stars tomorrow. Heat race 1. Austin Stern, the LGR Motorsport 75. Jason Randolph from the firm. They're in the 47.
Round number 2 for LGR Motorsports. It's Blaine Brink in car 21. Position number 3 to his outside teammate Trace Olson will start position number 4.
Going to your final 3 starters is Sean Bowers in the 03. Colby Araki. They're in the 30 machine for FSI Motorsports and LGR. Driver Dante Brown in the 19. Those are your stars and cars for heat race number 1 of 3.
All right, here we go. 2 laps behind the iRacing.com official pace truck. And again, Austin Stern, Jason Randolph on the front row. Keep an eye on Sean Bowers He's been pretty good so far in the opening couple of weeks, opening month, I should say, of racing here with the Stars of Tomorrow again. We're seeing some great racing, looking to continue that on here at the virtual Cedar Lake Speedway in Jerry. This is the newest track that we have here on the iRacing.com. So it's been out for a couple of months now, and well, this track is still very, very popular.
Ah, yes, I remember when it came out. It was like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Cedar Lake. We're gonna go to Cedar Lake," and I'm like, I've been to Cedar Lake, and yeah, you gotta go because it's awesome. So here we go, wheels. Speaking of wheels, it'll be 4 wheels wide down into turn number 1 and 2 with Austin Stern, your race leader, Randolph and Brink going 1, 2, and 3. Battle going to shape up back there for the number 4 and 5 spots as they go side by side and wing to wing to turn 1.
Yeah, Bauer's going to slide up there in front of Trace Olsen. He'll take away position number 4, and again, only the top 3 going through to the main event. Otherwise, all drivers are going to go straight through, but again, we'll have to wait and see if we do happen to run a B main. Right now, your race leader, Austin Stern, starting to feel the pressure from Jason Randolph in that number 47 machine, and closing in right now on that Firm Motorsports entry. He's coming right now. A car length separating the pair as they rocket down into turn number 3.
They'll hurry him on in. We're just coming at the halfway point. Still Stern, Randolph, Brink, Bowers, Olsen, Araki, and Brown. Those are your 7 cars on a racetrack. Racetrack a little narrow right now. We will see it widen out throughout the course of this event as they hustle on down. 3 laps to go. Austin Stern, your leader.
Yeah, 5 down, 3 to run. Stern in the 75 continues to lead Jason Randolph, and well, the top 4 just spread themselves out just by about 2-3 car lengths between each driver. And now Randolph starting to once again close in, and he's running a different line, Jerry. 1 lap to go. He'll have one more opportunity in turns 1 and 2. Now he'll look down to the bottom side. Austin Stern drifts up. Here comes Randolph. Will he go to the outside? He tagged a piece of the creep, but look out, checkered flag is out. And we are done in B-Main, not B-Main, heat race number 1, sorry. Austin Stern getting the job done. Well done to the 75. He'll start. Jerry, in fact, there's an invert for the heat in the feature race, so he'll actually start position number 6.
Who do love a good invert?
That's
Put the quick guys and make them race for it. They got that spot. We'll make them race from 6 as Austin Stern, Jason Randolph, Blaine Brink, Trace Olsen, Sean Bowers, Colby Araki, and Dante Brown, your 7 finishers. Heat race number 2 coming, Wheeler.
Yes, it is. Jamie McCarran in the 2M machine for the Firm Motorsports. He'll start on pole. He's outside in the Bracco Motorsports 7B. That's Ryan Bueller.
Bueller.
Not Ferris.
Bueller. Oh, sorry about that. It'll be Coulter West there in the LGR Motorsports 010. And Bryce Lucius in the 32 from Up North Esports. I wonder where Up North Esports is at. Think it's up north?
Probably down south, actually.
I was thinking West Coast, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, we can go with that one. Eddie Hartley in the 13 starts position number 5. Austin Davis in the 187 will start position number 6. And Kevin Fry in the Firm Motorsports number 21 will start position number 7. Now they laps around Cedar Lake. Jerry, and again, as you said, the track was a little narrow, but it was just starting to widen up towards the end of that heat race with Jason Randolph moving to the middle of the racetrack.
Yeah, we'll watch it as they'll push the cush all the way to the creek. But that was a good movie, though. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, you know what? I can say I've actually watched that one.
Oh, good. I was going to say, because if you said you couldn't, I was going to log off and run down to the beer stand. And I was going to tell Jimmy to take you home.
Who's running up past the Grainbelt beer stand is Jamie McCarran in the 2M machine. Green flag is out. Heat number 2 already. Lucius now going to move his way to position number 3. Coulter West right now slips back to position number 4. If you finish second in this one, you will start outside front row of the 30-lap main event. So again, a lot on the line for not only in the heat racing action, but when it comes to the main event where it matters. And right now, Jamie McCarran and Ryan Bueller run 1 and 2.
It's McCarran, Bueller, and Lucius. So your 1, 2, and 3 cars. West, Fry, Hartley, and Davis. Everybody going to go nose to tail down the front straightaway, stay in that fence post formation. They work there just at lap number 3 with 5 to go. Ooh, hang on. Got West, got a little bit of the creek getting off at turn number 2. Down the front straightaway this time. We are at the halfway point, and what a battle you've got going here. Oh, sliders are served. Crave cases are on the way.
Yeah, Kevin Fryer making some moves, taking some names right now. Coulter West gets pushed back to position number 5, and How about Kevin Fry? Started position 7, started dead last on the field. Look out, Colt the West into the concrete on the back straightaway. Eddie Hartley, Austin Davis, they may have caught a piece of that one. But up front right now, your race for the lead is happening in the turn or down the back straightaway. Here comes Ryan Bueller trying to work to the bottom side. McCarran, he's got the right rear in the fluff. One to go, Jerry.
Down into turn number 1 and 2, battle for the race lead. McCarran trying to keep it there, going to keep him down and at bay. You see him tickling the tires. It'll be Bueller on the bottom, not enough to be had. As McCarran, Bueller, Lucius, Fry, Hartley, Davis, and West finish in that order, and we'll look at official results here momentarily.
Yeah, just waiting on... There we go. Just waiting on the 7 to roll over. There we go. Heat number 2. Results popping up on your screen. McCarran, Bueller, Lucius, your top 3. Fry, Hartley, Davis, and West. 7 cars. Bueller going to start outside front row in the main event. Speaking of the front rows, heat race number 3, Jerry. We'll take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid.
Ross Kaiser out of the Momentum Sim Sports 92, and from Pennsylvania, that'll be Austin Griffey there in the 57.
Yeah, Austin Griffey in the... I just had his team name and I forgot all about it. Anyhow, tell you who didn't forget, Josh Van Man in the Fur Motorsports number 5 machine. He'll start position number 3. And the Stand United Racing number 14, Landon Cardozo will start position number 4.
That'll be Craig Kent there in the 10 car, and Jared Kuno there in the 022. Your final 2 starters. Oh boy, I just found... Did you know the Backstreet Boys were still touring?
I did not. Can't say I've followed them a lot.
Well, I don't either, but it's Friday of Super Nationals. I can't go. Dang it, they're in Sioux Falls. They're so close. I've always thought and dreamed of going to see the Backstreet Boys. Not. But anyway.
I was going to say Sid, no, whatever, but I'm sure they've got a good following. Speaking of following, it's going to be Ross Kaiser following the pace truck down into turn number 1. The green flag is out. Final heat race of the night. Here comes Austin Griffey in the 57-4 Twisted Motorsports. That's who it was.
There you go. Griffey working there in the number 2 spot, chasing down Kaiser as Kaiser will take the top there. Oh, got 4 in the fluff. Alpha 2 and down the back straightaway. Did you know will not hamper the drive off of turn 4 for Kaiser. Kaiser still out front. Griffey running the number 2 spot. Van Manen into number 3 as they race down into turn number 3 and 4 north end of the speedway.
3 down, 5 to run. Ross Kaiser, Austin Griffey, your top 2. And this is the one that counts, Jerry. You finish second in this heat race. You will start on pole for the 30-lap main event tonight. If you win this one, you're going to start outside second row. So, boy, again, we speak about in how crucial it is to start on the front row. And at the moment, if these drivers know how to play the inversion, you would think that, well, Ross Kaiser, he doesn't care about the invert. He just wants to get the win in heat race number 3. Whereas Austin Griffey, not sure whether he's trying to catch up to Ross Kaiser, but you just see those little mistakes creeping into the 57 machine.
Yeah, you got to wonder, the guy out front says, man, I want the W, but does he gets a good feel for what the racetrack is doing. Is like we said, we're watching it move on up, and sometimes, in a 30-lapper, strategy isn't always isn't the key in qualifying. As you see the 92 of Kaiser come to the white flag and get into the crete down the front straightaway, and the checkered flag will come this time. Kaiser with the win and first across the stripe.
Well done, Ross Kaiser gets the job done. Heat number 3, your final heat race of the night. Austin Griffey second, and that will put him on pole for the main event. Josh Van Manen also going directly into the show. He'll start position number 9 in tonight's A main, and we will have what they call dual B mains, where all drivers will transfer. So we'll see the 5 cars coming out for B main number 1, and then we'll have B main number 2 as well. And again, we'll see 5 drivers in that one. We'll see all 5 drivers transferring on. So Jared Kuno, Craig Kent, Landon Cardozo, those 3 drivers going to go through to B main 1 or B main number 2. Ross Kaiser, Austin Griffey, Josh Van Manen get the job done. Let's take a look at your starting grid, and there will be 12 laps and the top 5 again. So all drivers going to go through, Jerry.
That'll be Trace Olson, and the 8 and the 0 double deuce is Jared Kuno.
Eddie Hartley rolls off out of position number 3. Colby Araki in the FSI Motorsports car number 30 position at number 4. And driving the 14 for Stand United Racing, it is Landon Cardozo. Going to roll off out of your 5th starting position.
You know, Wheeler, I don't pay much attention to the NASCAR stuff, you know. I got home from work tonight, and I just kind of scrolling through on TV to see what was on, and the Busch Clash was on. And so I watched it. Did you know the Busch Clash was on the road course at Daytona?
No, I did. Look,
Neither did I.
you know what I did watch last night though? I don't know if you've seen it, the Coca-Cola iRacing Coca-Cola series.
No, I saw some highlights of it.
It's the Pro Series. It's the asphalt. It's a NASCAR Pro Series, right? Similar to what you know. Yeah. So I actually watched that one, and I watched sort of the last. And I kind of feel dirty for saying this, but I watched like the last 40 laps of that race. I got to say, Michael Conti, who actually is a rocket racing setup builder, won that one. So it's nice to see that the drivers are getting it done in the virtual world, and he's already locked his ticket into a chance at a shot at $100,000. $100,000, Jerry.
Wow. I watched, like you said, I kind of feel kind of not so good. Unlike Trace Olson, who's leading this one, like we said, everybody is just racing for position only. Whoops, got one up in the creek. Kuno, upside down. Now what you want to do is flip in a non really meaning much B main, but we'll stay to the green. I kind of felt kind of gross for watching the Busch Clash, but I kept telling myself, it's like a bad car wreck. You just have to stare.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, they were at Daytona last night, and you just knew the big one was coming, and I sort of expected it to happen probably with about 10 or 15 to go, but and again, typical Daytona, it happened out of turn 4 coming to the checkered flag. I'm not going to say it was a pretty good race. It went flag to flag. Not bad for a NASCAR race.
Well, that's good. Not bad is up front, Trace Olson, Eddie Hartley, Landon Cardoza, your top 3, Araki and Kuno. Rounding out the field, like we said, just at the halfway point on this one. This is just for some more track time. Get a little practice in and see if you can race your way to the front from deep in the field for these B mains as they work off of turn number 4. 5 to go this time, Wheels.
Yeah, 5 to run for your race leader, Trace Olson, in that number 8 machine. Then you go back to Eddie Hartley, was closing in right now. Everybody, you see him. We started off the night with the drivers running the bottom, and Jason Renoff was sort of the first driver to just move up sort of a lane or a lane and a bit towards the end of that heat race. Now with the slick line developing in turn 3, look at Cardoza. He's sort of running a little slider line, whereas the guys of Olsen and Hartley, they are all around the top side, trying to keep the right rear in that fluffy stuff up on the top side. So at this stage, we've got a couple of different lines developing, and with the 2 B mains. Or a lap and a bit to run in this B main, and then the second B main still to come. You really expect this track to widen up.
We will see as it definitely will.
Olsen's out of fuel.
Oh, how do you run out of fuel in a C main or the B main? Holy cow! Well, I guess that's just trying to see if you can make it. There it is, Eddie Hartley, Landon Cardoza, Colby Araki. It'll be Trace Olson and Jared Kuno, your top 5. So you think he ran out of fuel?
Absolutely he did. And I'm pretty sure it was either Cardoza or Araki. It might have been Araki who just sort of limped across the line as well out of turn number 4. And again, cutting it very, very tight on the fuel window, and for drivers that might be experimenting with the gear ratios, I'd probably suggest maybe in a 410 around here, maybe like a 509, and you use about 0.6 gallons a lap. So there you go.
And that's one thing I forget. I don't work a lot of sprint car racing, but when we went to there's your results: Hartley, Cardoza, Araki, Olson, and Kuno. Last year, it is now last year. It's almost been a year ago since this whole dumb pandemic thing started. But we went to we went to Park Jefferson Speedway. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. I'll give you that deal. I'll run through them quick. Kevin Fry, the 21. Sean Bowers, the 03. Craig Kent, the 10. The 187 of Austin Davis, the 19 of Dante Brown, and Coulter West in the 110. But I don't do, like I said, don't do a lot of sprint car racing. So when it came time for the B's and the A's, I get a text from Terry McCarl and Toby Cruz, which we're kind of co-promoting that deal, and I was just race directing it, and says 30 laps, remember fuel. And I'm like, okay. and I text back, how much? They should burn off this much. Keep the yellow short. If we have to go red, shut them off. And I'm like, oh boy. And they cut it close in 30 laps, and I forget how much fuel management in a sprint car can make or break you. As the green flag came out.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the same here on iRacing. Speaking of in the 1 and 2, we got Kevin Fry and Sean Bowers. Kevin Fry just slips back just a little bit, maybe just got caught out on the slicker race conditions. Craig Kent in that 10 for HMR and SSR running back there in third. Austin Davis, who just looks like he's got the wing tugged a fair way back, and it's a little worrying, to be honest, because you look at that race car and you think this track isn't all that slick, but it's still slick enough. There's no way that wing should be that far back. I'm guessing that's at about -5 or -6.
Yeah, should not have. I mean, like I said, I don't know a lot about sprint cars, but right now, don't have the wing in the trunk. You're going to bring that front end, make it light, and the traction's not going to be there.
That's at about -8. So I can look. So with this camera here, you obviously look up at the top right, and we'll take this logo away just for a minute. If your wing is pushed all the way forward, you're going to see more of where the arm goes up into the top wing. You see how that thing is all the way back? That means that thing is pulled in the trunk quite a bit. And again, with how slick this racetrack is, that car should not be, or the wing should not be that far back.
Well, maybe he's trying to trick setup.
Tell you where you can go for a trick setup. You got a Rocket Racing setup. So no, I actually build the 360s and 410s.
Jeez, you could get some of that Wheeler advice and Wheeler magic. And speaking of wheeling magic, up front it is the 03 of Sean Bowers. Bowers has led this thing from the drop of the green flag here at Cedar Lake. Fry, Kent, West, Davis, and Brown. Your 6 runners on the speedway. Like we said, this is for positions only in the A main coming up here in just a few moments.
Yeah, good battle between the 10 right now. Coulter West in the 10 seat to the outside on Craig Kent. Now Kent going to fight back up on the inside. Kent down low in the red number 10 machine for the red, yellow, and blue entry. White flag is out for Sean Bowers. 1 to run. Jerry, he'll make his way off turn 4. Checkered flag is out.
Checkered is out, and that is a wrap on qualifying here as Bowers, Fry, West, Kent, Davis, and Brown all click the transponder stripe right here at the flag stand. And that's going to set us up for an A main coming up momentarily.
All right, we'll take a look at the B main results just very quickly, and we'll take a look at Sean Bowers, Kevin Fry, Coulter West, your top 3. Craig Kent, Austin Davis, and Dante Brown home in 4, 5, and 6. And in fact, it was Dante Brown who only completed a couple laps. He's actually the only driver to miss out on the main event tonight. So unfortunately, Dante Brown's round number 5 of the Stars of Tomorrow 410 Wing Sprint Car Series here at the virtual Cedar Lake Speedway. He will not participate in your 30-lap A main event. Speaking of main event, it is up next. We'll take, we've had a quick track reset. We'll give these drivers about 3 or 4 minutes to run the track in before we get ready for your 30-lap journey. We'll take a quick break on the other side of this, our A main. All right, we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV, coverage of the Stars of Tomorrow 410 Wing Sprint Car Series, round number 5 here at the virtual Cedar Lake Speedway. Brett Wheeler alongside Jerry Vertical for the call. We'll take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid from back to front. Position number 19 will be Austin Davis. Position 18, Jared Cuno. To his inside, the SSR HMR number 10 of Craig Kent.
Row number 8 is going to see Trace Olson on the outside of the LGR Motorsports machine, and to his inside, Coulter West, driving for LGR, also in the 010.
FSI Motorsports, Colby Rocky, car number 30, position number 14. Kevin Fry for the Firm Motorsports, number 21, position 13.
Rolling off 12th, it'll be Landon Cardoza in the 14 from Stand United Racing, and then Sean Bowers from the Firm in the 03.
We go back to row number 5 in the top 10. Eddie Hartley in car 13 will start position number 10 to his inside, the Firm Motorsports 5M of Josh Van Manen.
Then we go to row number, I lost it there, Wheeler, sorry about that. Row number 4, it will be the 32 of Bryce Lucius from Up North Esports and Blaine Brink from the LGR Motorsports team.
Yeah, speaking of LGR Motorsports, the 75 of Austin Stern, heat number 1 winner, quick time tonight. He starts out of position number 6. Heat number 2 winner for the Firm Motorsports in the 2M, Jamie McCarron will start position number 5.
Row number 2, right-hand side, Ross Kaiser from Momentum Sim Sports, the 92, and Jason Randolph, the 47 from the Firm.
And your front row in the 7B for Ryco Motorsports, position number 2, it's going to be Ryan Bueller. And starting on pole in the Twisted Motorsports, car number 57, entry that is Austin Griffey on pole. Jerry, I know you don't know too many of these drivers, but like what we do most times, I'm going to get you to have a pick at who's going to win this one.
I've seen a couple of them race. That Randolph name sounds familiar. I think he's from the Des Moines area here. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with the number 2 car. I like the number 2 tonight.
And that will be Jamie McCarron. I'm going to go...
Yes.
Ross Kaiser's won before. I'm going to go with the 7B entry of Ryan Bueller. Yep.
Bueller.
That's what I'm going to go with on that one.
You know, all these trips to Cedar Lake on the virtual deal, I wish they would have made the virtual Apple River. And I'll tell you if we get a caution about Apple River. Speaking of caution, don't need one. 30 green flag laps are coming. It'll be off of turn number 4. Green flag's up, and Wheeler, we are wheels down, wings up, racing here at Cedar Lake.
Yeah, good start there by Austin Griffey in the 57. Meanwhile, Bueller to the outside on Jason Randolph. Randolph straight up on the inside. Randolph looking for position number 2, and immediately we are under yellow. And, well, maybe you should have stuck with Jason Randolph. Yep. Because, unfortunately, Jamie McCarron in the 2M machine is the reason for the caution flag.
I thought you meant we were picking first caution, not the first place.
So you're trying to pick the Alex Robinson.
No, I just, like I told you, I didn't know. Ooh, yeah, that's not going to win you. Holy goodness, there were sparklers and snakes there.
Yeah, you want me to slow that down for you?
Yeah, because there's sparklers, and that's cool. That's the first time I've seen sparklers and snakes here. Whoops. Yeah. Sprint cars don't turn right real well. Then you get in there. Ooh, there's that's good sparklers and snakes right there.
Good shot. Gee,
you should take a screenshot of that, and we'll send sparklers and snakes to Sean Neestad.
Yeah, well, you know what? Remind me. We'll get it after.
Yes. Now back to Apple River, just to the east or the southwest of the racetrack. There's this little Apple River, and I mean, it is known. It is one of the hot tubing spots. Now, tubing, if for those of you who aren't familiar, like maybe yourself, Wheeler, it's where you get a big tractor tire or semi-truck inner tube, and you blow it up, and you float down the water in it.
Yep.
And then you tie up with your friends, and then you've got one that's like a beer cooler. That's where your beer cooler goes in. And when the Outlaws would go up there years ago, I got to go a couple times up there to help work the Outlaw shows up there back in the early 90s. And it was, everybody stayed around, it was usually like a Tuesday night Outlaw show, and On Wednesday, we went to Apple River, and you saw a thing or two.
Well, I'll tell you who's going to see a thing or two if he gets the win. It's going to be Austin Griffey, but Ryan Bueller trying to sneak up on the inside right now. And again, this track, with the 2-minute practice that these drivers had, they've obviously worn it in just a fair bit, as we are back under the caution flag once again. So we get another lap in at the books, and this time it's going to be Kevin Fry, 21 entry. It's not the way
Let's see what happens.
Not the way you'd like to start off the main event. Although if you're going to wreck and crash and have an accident, you want to hope that it's at the start of the main event.
I hope that if the wreck happens in front of you, you're watching and you miss it. So Kevin Fry, a little victim of circumstances. No player victim of circumstance. No place to go. Bueller there in the 57 car. Excuse me, the 7 machine of Bueller, the 57 of Ryan Griffey, your race leader. The end of 3 laps. Now this is where fuel becomes, like I was talking about earlier, and we were talking this. Fuel right here. Lots of cautions will run you out of not a lot of fuel if you didn't put enough in.
Oh, here's the good thing about iRacing. Now that they've added caution laps not counting, every time that there is a yellow flag on the speedway, you don't actually burn the fuel under yellow. So that's a good thing. All you've got to do is worry about having enough for those green flag laps, and generally you can really cut it fine by having 0.1, 0.2, or you could have 5 or 6 gallons extra. But it's all that extra weight. And speaking of extra weight, we're going to have to wait just a little bit longer to keep this race under the green flag. 3 laps in, 3 yellow flags. And that looks like it might have been a big one.
Ooh, one?
Yeah, I believe so.
Let's check it out now on the UltimateDirtTV instant replay.
Ask and you shall receive, Jerry. Ask and
Yay.
you shall receive. Now, Kevin Fry, I believe, was the innocent party in this one.
No, that dude, he cracked a wall in turn 1. Rolled her over on his lid. Is there more? I thought you said this was the big one.
Yeah, well,
The big one so far was the first one we saw. With sparklers and snakes. Ooh, there's more sparklers and snakes. At least he missed the big Ute tires.
Very lucky that he actually got back on all fours and was able to drive away. So, again, yeah, he'll certainly have a damaged race car. Austin Stern being sent to the back of the field as well.
And we're being put back to the green flag. Austin Griffey, your race leader. Bueller running the number 2 spot. Randolph, Kaiser, Brink now. The 92 of Ross Kaiser. Oh, Kaiser with a big run. He went to the wall hard. We'll see if that upsets. And here comes a 21 machine. Watch that Blaine Brink on the move as they slice and dice it back here deep in the field.
Yeah, Cardozo in the 14 machine just working the bottom, so look out, 1 car into the wall. That's Blaine Brink in the 21. He'll lose about 24, maybe 5 positions. Van Mannen works the top side. Caught the West now making his way into the top 10. Leandro Cardozo started 12th and he's up to 5th. Colton West started 15th and he's battling for 7th and 8th position right now. And Trace Olsen as well, he's coming with him. Meanwhile, slide job there is Cardozo. Van Mannen into the back of Eddie Hartley. And Hartley now, they're 3 wide. Look at Colton West up on the inside.
Watch this battle back here deep in the field. Josh Van Manen right there had a big run, got in the tail tank of that 010 of Coulter West. Now West to go back to the inside. Now Van Manen up into the creed as we go to the caution. Yellow flag back. We had a pretty good green flag run there, Wheeler.
Yeah, we did, and unfortunately, well, they say everything comes in threes. Speaking of threes, 2 + 1 = 3 for the 21 of Kevin Fry. And see if he can stay away from the, well, oh no, he got into the wall. But those tyres, they are deadly down there.
Yes, he went from the tires to the top, tickled the tires and kissed the crete.
Yeah. What about Coulter West? Good drive by him so far, and looking at sitting at the moment at a top 10. Again, he started deep in the field. He started position at number 15. Wait for the timing and scoring to cycle his way through. 7th position. He is up 8 spots. Landon Cardoza, Trace Olsen, and Craig Kent. All those drivers as well. They're up 7 spots as well.
So we'll see what happens here. As like you said, Griffey, Bueller 1 and 2. Looks like somebody getting the old wave around. Goes sneaking past the pace truck there. Looks like another one coming back onto the racetrack from being out in there. Looks like Colby Araki, the only car out of this one so far. So a busy week, as always, on Ultimate Dirt TV. A lot of great Sims racing action all week long, and then, well, we took the last Sunday off, but we'll be back for the Super Sunday Fun Day with the World of Thunder Esports League with Streeters, 410s, big blocks, and supers, all for a Sunday Fun Day. So when you get tired of watching Daytona, click us on. We'll be here on Ultimate Dirt TV.
Certainly will be from about 4 p.m. Eastern. Green flag. Speaking of forward, we're off out of turn number 4, and it's going to be Austin Griffey leading us off in the turn number 1 and 2. Randolph, Ryan Bueller. Now Bueller to the middle of the racetrack. Randolph on the inside. Here comes Ross Kaiser and Landon Cardoza. Look out. Oh boy. Bueller and Kaiser, they come together now. Cardoza on the inside of Randolph. And what about Landon Cardoza from position number 12? He's up to 3rd, gets shuffled back to 4th. Meanwhile, Randolph coming after the leader of Austin Griffey in the turn number 1. 10 down, 20 to go.
You're a third of the way in this one, Wheels, as we go down the back straightaway. Griffey, Randolph, Kaiser, Cardoza. That's your top 4. Cardoza coming for more back on the bottom side. This guy has been on the hustle. Like you said, started deep in the field. Chasing down Ross Kaiser now in the 92 car. He looks to the outside. They'll drag race down the back straightaway. Cardoza, man, there is a switch in that car, and he has flipped it to beast mode in 14.
Yeah, there you see FSI Motorsports on that number 14 on the side of those. Now Kaiser gaining up a whole lot of momentum here. Take the punny, feel like he drives the momentum. SimSports number 92 machine. He's got those right side tyres in the flop now, going down low down into 1 and 2. He'll stay to the middle of the racetrack. He opens up that door up on the top side again for Landon Cardoza. Slides up is Kaiser, Randolph and Austin Griffey. Now Cardoza back to the inside. Cardoza and Kaiser putting on a whale of a show here in A-main action.
Jason Randolph, though, is runner-up into the number 3 or 2 spot. Kaiser back to 3rd. Cardoza 4th. They will continue to swing the haymakers. Now you see it to the bottom side. Here comes Jason Randolph with a big sweep and a swing down off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Now it's going to be returned by Austin Griffey. Griffey back there to the race lead as they work him on down the front straightaway. We're at the halfway point. Flags are crossed. We're halfway home. Great battle shaping up for the top 4 as we go to the yellow.
Oh, wow. The top 4 had really motored away from the rest of the field, and that was a good run there. We got about nearly 10 laps in that one, and boy, that was really shaping up to be an absolute bell ringer of a finish here as we're closing in on 10 to run in a couple of laps time. We take a look at Eddie Hartley involved in an incident here. He just slides up.
Whoops.
As Bowers got into, I believe that might have been Van Manen, and oh, look out. Oh, McCarran got he took a hit from every which way possible.
Yes, I tell you, more hits than Casey Kasem's end of the year countdown.
Tell you what, if we see that battle between Randolph, Griffey once again, Randolph was really putting the pressure on Austin Griffey, but how about Cardoza and Kaiser? Geez, weren't those 2 drivers really putting on a show here as well?
Oh, man, the front four-wheeler was, like you said, started fanning it out. You're seeing a couple lanes. You're seeing the bottom of the racetrack coming in. You got to, if you can drive it down tight to the bottom and let that thing turn instead of letting it slide and scrub speed, I think you're going to see that the bottom of the midsection, these last 13 laps, come in to the making.
All right, 17 down and 13 to run. The main event of the Stars of Tomorrow 410 Wing Sprint Car Series. We're back to the green flag, and well, Twisted Motorsports just got a little loose there on that start. 3 wide for the race lead. Look at Ross Kaiser to the race lead. He restarted on the 2nd row, and the 3 wide for 4th, 5th, and 6th. But man, Ross Kaiser, what a lap from hell that was. What a mighty lap from the 92.
We'll see him as we go back to the caution flag. Yellow back out on the speedway. Yeah, that was quite the wing-dang-doodle of a move on the 92 of Kaiser, as he was able to capitalize on what looked to be a very calculated move. Speaking of calculated, I don't think there's going to be much calculated stuff here. Is nope. Trace Olson. Car upside down. The 8 car had the assistance of, I'm not sure, the 187D.
Austin Davis in the 187.
You got the D right there.
Coulter West went upside down as well in the 10C, so 2 cars slipped on their side, and well, unfortunately, that's going to take those 2 drivers out of contention. They'll have to call for the virtual tow, and we're back live with 11 laps to run.
So Ross Kaiser, wow, the old Speed Shop 51 machine, made a whale of a move to, well, he gained 2. Got the daily double, grabbed 2 spots. He started that one, I believe, a restart in the 3rd spot, was able to get a great run. And, well, like we said, he utilized the midsection of the racetrack, Brett, as it's coming. These last 12 laps are going to be amazing, I think.
Yeah, they are now. We'll go to 11 to run. We'll work on lap number 20 of 30. Randolph slides up in front of Kaiser. Kaiser back to the outside. Now here comes Cardoza on Goofy, but your race for the lead. And turn number 3 and 4 is on. You've got a new race leader. So the last 2 laps, we've seen different lead changes in the last 2 laps as well. Kaiser back to the lead in turn number 1 and 2, but here comes Randolph now. Randolph going to work to the inside. Kaiser tries to turn it underneath him out of turn number 4 already. To the stripe they come, and now Austin Goofy, we're going to go 3 wide into turn number 1 and 2.
Oh, they're slip and slide, dip and dive, and you saw them get together there for the number 2 spot. Now they're crashing down the back straightaway. We'll see the yellow flag come out as, man, carnage and chaos ensues behind that contact up there in the front. But you saw them. That thing started as a, train wreck over in turn 1 and 2 is where that thing started at and ends at 3 and 4. Take a look at the replay. You see the 92 and the 57 come together. And then from here, it's like, oh, you hit me. Oh, yes, I did. And then somehow, I'm not sure the number on that other car gets into the tail tank. And then things capsize with the 75. I think didn't the 75 start up on the front? So somewhere on the front of this thing?
Austin Stern started position number 6. So he actually won heat race number 1.
Yes.
Some more sparklers.
Yes. Snakes are on the outside. I didn't realize they had sparklers and snakes on iRacing.
Yeah, same spots as well. Turns 3.
It's because the fence is energized over there, and when the wing hits it, it's like.
All right, tell you who's going to be energized if he gets a win. It's the 47 of Jason Randolph. Lights are still flashing, so we'll go around another time. So 2 to green at this stage. Man, you've got a feel for Ross Kaiser, don't you? 2 restarts ago, he got a blind of a restart, went from 3rd to 1st. Then the next restart, he drops back to 2nd as that Apex number 47 machine of Jason Randolph is now into the race lead. Less than 10 to go, and these drivers have been told we're going single file restart. So that's obviously advantage to the 47 at this stage, Jerry.
Yes, it is. I tell you, the 92 machine of Kaiser, the dingo got him. That's what it was. Somebody brought a dingo to the races, and it got out.
It wasn't me, I promise.
I know it wasn't. You keep your dingoes at home, right where they belong. Speaking of where they belong, that's where Jason Randolph says he'd like to stay, as he belongs on up front in that 47 car, and he'd like to visit Victory Lane tonight. Gravey, your early race leader, runs there. Look at this Bryce Lucius working that 32 car. Lucius working that machine to 3rd. Now Cardoza filtering back into the number 4 spot.
Yeah, they'll all ride to the cushion on the exit of turn number 4. We're looking at 6 short laps around the virtual Cedar Lake Speedway right now. Round number 5. Here comes that's Lucius in the 32 machine. He'll slide up in front of Griffey. Griffey now just falls back to position number 3. Cardoza again. He is up 8 positions from 12th to 4th. Meanwhile, Lucius coming up to Jason Randolph now inside. 5 to go. It'll be 4 to go as they come to the stripe, and we've got 1 lap car. That's Jared Kuhner. Will that play a factor? Jerry Mayer Randolph, he's trying to protect that bottom side, but Lucius, your new race leader.
Lucius is looking luscious right now in that 32 machine, bringing it on into the front spot. That's going to put Jason Randolph back into the number 2 spot. They work past the lapper, 57 of Austin Greifey, and still Landon Cardoza. That's now Sean Bowers in the 03 car. It's the 14 of Cardoza caught the Crete down there in turn number 3 and 4. There are 2 laps remaining. Bryce Lucius out front, going to back it down into turn number 3 and 4. Wheeler this time. Green Belt Premium, white flag is waving.
Yeah, 1 to go here in the Stars of Tomorrow 410 Win Sprintcars Series at the virtual Cedar Lake Speedway. We'll race them down into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag about to come out, and Bryce Lucius, the 32B car, is going to visit victory lane. Jason Randolph home in second. Third is going to go to Austin Griffey. That's your top 3. Fourth will be Landon Cardoza. Sean Bowers going to round out your top 5. Ryan Bueller, Josh Van Manen, Blaine Brink, Ross Kaiser, Austin Davis, your top 10. Craig Kent, Kevin Fry, Jamie McCarran, last car officially on, not the lead lap, because I believe he is upside down there on the grass, so he will come home 13th position. Eddie Hartley in 14th, Jared Kuhner, Austin Stern, Coulter West, Trace Olson, and Colby Araki, the 19 drivers. And we'll see those drivers, we'll see those results come up into victory lane. There we go. Up North Esports, 32 of Bryce Lucius gets the win. The Firm Motorsports, Jason Randolph second, and Twisted Motorsports, Austin Griffey home in third. Jerry, I'll let you stay here for just a moment. I'm going to run down onto the racetrack and we're going to chat to our top 3.
Find out where Up North Esports is at for me.
Will do, buddy. I'll go and find that out now. I'll be back in just a few seconds, but speaking of a few seconds, we're not going to wait any longer, because the driver that comes home first place here tonight is going to be Bryce Lucius. And, well, Bryce, congratulations on the victory. And firstly, I've been told, where is Up North Esports located? Tell me it's down south.
I don't even really know.
Not down south, is it?
No.
Anyhow, congratulations on this win. It was a tough racetrack, obviously, through the heat racing and stuff like that, and obviously track getting a reset. Coming into the main event, the track was always going to get slick. You obviously had your car set up, for the back half of this race.
Yeah, we were just waiting for opportunities, and whenever we went to that double foul restart, we just started on the top, and it was at the top on the time, and that's when we gained most of our spots.
You didn't have the easiest time through the heat race, obviously finishing third in heat race number 2, meaning you had to start position number 8. What was your game plan, with how the racetrack was sort of developing through that main?
Honestly, I didn't expect it to get that slick, considering how tacky it started, but it started to get slicker mid-on, and then nobody was running in the middle, so we went down there and tried it, and we started to gain on people, so we just stayed down there.
All right, well, Bryce, congratulations on the victory here tonight. There's a lot of sponsors on this race car. I'm sure there's a lot of people behind the scenes. Champion, who gets it done for you?
Yeah, I think Up North Esports, ABR Setup Shop, I like to thank Up North Esports, ABR Setup Shop. Yeah.
All right, there we go. Bryce Lucius, your winner here tonight. Chat to the driver that comes home. Second place here tonight for the Firm Motorsports, it's Jason Randolph. Jason, congratulations on a second place finish, and one that may have just slipped away from the grasp of your fingertips here tonight.
Oh, yeah. It was a pretty hectic race up front, and lasted for seconds, so not too bad.
Well, did you have a game plan coming into the main event after the track had a reset after the the heat racing action and the preliminary mains?
I thought it'd be more of a riding around the top there, but going into 1 and 2, I had more success kind of entering in the middle than I did up top. But Bryce, he looked like he went low and passed me there pretty quick, so that might have been the better way.
No, Jason, well done on second place here at Cedar Lake. We know there's a lot of good people behind you, a lot of good people on this team, a lot of good sponsors as well. We'll give you an opportunity to thank those guys as well.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys, of course, at UDTV for the broadcast, and I'd like to thank the firm Motorsports, Apex Auto Glass and Tinning, Butt Kicker, Mazdens Transports, 21 Designs, Fine Line Designs, Justin Sick Photography, Seaver's Race Media, and RycoMotorsports.com.
There we go, Jason Randolph home in second place, and home in third place here tonight, driving the 57 for Twisted Motorsports. It's Austin Griffey. Austin, congratulations on the win here tonight. And, well, you started on pole, you led a few laps. Things got a little dicey late in that race, but you come home third spot. You can't be too disappointed with that one, champ.
No, not really. I'll take it, you know.
Is this a track that you've raced on a lot in sprint cars, or what's been the seat time for the 57?
I practiced a whole bunch like the past 3 days, figuring out setup and all that. Ultimately, I figured that I knew it was gonna be tacky and it was gonna be slick towards the end. So I figured I'd just pull the wing back and put it in the trunk early and get somewhat of a little advantage, I guess.
All right. Well, did you have your car set up to run the bottom or the top, or are we just going to see how the racetrack played out throughout that main event?
I was kind of figuring out what to do, but I just said ultimately just see how the track turns out, and it kind of worked top and bottom. I guess it worked in the middle a little bit, but mostly top and bottom.
All right, Austin. Well, before we let you go and celebrate a third place finish here tonight, sponsors, shouts, all that good stuff, champion. Who makes it happen for you?
Twisted Motorsports, JG iRacing Photos, D&B Lawn Care, Baldricci Trucking, JG Motorsports, Wicked Cushion, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
No, buddy. Well done on your third place here tonight.
Thank you.
There we go. Austin Griffey, the driver home in third spot here tonight. And Jerry, he had no idea, to be honest with you, who or where Up North Esports is located.
What's that?
He wasn't sure where Up North Esports is located.
But I did hear him say thanks to Team ABR.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I know who that's an affiliation with.
Absolutely. I'm sure that is up north of the border.
Yeah, it's like in Moreland, Quebec, Canada.
Okay, yep. Yeah, no, well, look, it's starting to you know what? We're starting to put the pieces together in this jigsaw puzzle.
He didn't even tell you where he lived or anything?
No, I didn't ask him.
I didn't ask him? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're going to blame him on that one just because I didn't ask that question.
No, that's it. We'll blame Alex.
No. Yeah, hashtag blame Alex.
Yes, hashtag blame Alex, hashtag the guy in the truck.
All right, Jerry, well, speaking of the truck, our producer is telling us to wrap things up. So once again, Jerry, thank you for your time here tonight at the virtual Cedar Lake. I'm sure we'll see you, hopefully, if not in one or two shows for the rest of the week. Otherwise, we'll hopefully see you Sunday night with World of Thunder.
I guarantee.
All right, big thanks to, of course, Stars of Tomorrow and all their sponsors behind the scenes that make all this possible, allowing us here at UltimateDirtTV to broadcast the action. Big thank you to, of course, World of Thunder Esports League, Rocket Racing Setups, SRT Australia, and Heatwave Designs. Check them out on the social media pages. Give them likes, shares, follows, all that good stuff. Keep up to date with the people that support sim racing and doing the wonderful things in not only the iRacing world, but of course the real world as well. Until next time, on behalf of Jerry Vanskill and myself, this is Brett Wheeler signing off, saying good night. We'll see you tomorrow night.